There has been whatever K that just vanished from my accounts, and both decided to fold. It's a pretty nice bluff. And as you can see, I was supposed to win 4,600 again. I cannot lose some all-ins.
Oh, hi guys. Today I'm taking you for 24 hours in my life as an online poker pro.
Today I need to record some short content reel for my poker stable. I need to work on some hands that I've played the previous days. I also need to answer some of the questions of my students. After that, I will probably maybe read a bit. Usually I like to read early afternoon. I will work on my heads up strategies, and I'm gonna then play late afternoon and in the evening. So this is roughly the program of the day, and let's see how it goes.
The man them too inconsiderate, 5-star hotel smoking cigarette, mixing codeine up with a Finnegan. She got thick but she wanna get Finnegan, drinking apple cider vinegar, wearing skim cause she wanna be Kim and them.
End of the training, I'm gonna go back home, I'm gonna have my nice breakfast, and let's get started for a nice day of work. Okay, so now it's time for coffee. It's very convenient to have all those amenities. I can really focus on my work and then I can come chill out here. So I love it. It's my new flat. You know what I like about the life of an online poker pro is it's pretty chill, to be honest. If you take it easy, if you don't stress yourself too much, it's a pretty enjoyable life, and I have the freedom of shaping my day the way I want. So if I want to take time to have breakfast or if I want to take time to read, I'm able to do it. As you can see, I'm a better poker player than cook, but I think what I cook is very good in terms of taste, in terms of presentation. Like, look at this, I really need help.
So I'm not gonna lie, usually during breakfast, I'm kind of on my phone checking all the messages, notification, everything I need to do. Because as I'm not only a poker pro, but I'm also running my own business, then during the day usually I have a lot of things just to make sure that are properly done. Like most of it is pretty well delegated. I just received this message from Ade, my business partner, asked me, when you have 5 minutes, are you ready? And I will show you the Google Sheet for the master team. So basically we're creating a sheet that will track the progress of our players on every subject of their career, and then we will input it in our sheets, and maybe we will use some sort of AI. I love AI. I'm using a lot of AI in my business and in my day-to-day to find some ways to make sure that we know where is the players, and the most important for the player as well, he needs to know what he could improve and what he could do. So I'm gonna take the call right now, and then hopefully I will be able to work on my poker, guys.
Ouais, ça va.
Ça va et toi?
J'ai réfléchi à toutes les données qu'on pouvait un petit peu noter, qui étaient intéressantes, je pense, à mesurer justement sur le long terme. J'ai pensé en fait à diviser en 3 catégories: le jeu versus règle, le jeu versus fiche et la macro.
Ok, beau travail, c'est vraiment carré tout ça. Alors j'ai noté des petits points. Je pense que ça manque d'une place pour que les joueurs eux-mêmes remplissent un peu ce fichier. Même sur les choses techniques, ça pourrait être stylé qu'il y ait un peu un endroit où, tu vois, par exemple, ils pourraient noter, bah tiens, je suis perdu sur un spot en particulier. Ah, à chaque fois qu'on est en BBB, sur ces spots-là, je suis perdu. Et qu'ils viennent l'écrire. Comme ça, toi, ça te permettra de toujours un peu pouvoir prendre connaissance que ce joueur-là, il lui manque. Mais voilà, donc je t'invite à vraiment l'utiliser de cette manière.
Ouais, carré. Ouais, ça marche.
Allez, bah écoute, belle journée, gros.
Ouais, c'est bon.
Ok, so this is done. Now I'm ready to go to my co-working space and I will walk. Okay, so I've finished writing my reels. I did 4 hand history. So what I do is I take a screenshot of the ranges and I put what I want to say. For all of the hands I played, there's this one that is very interesting that I played against a very good player. Fast Please is one of the best French players on Winamax. I decided to go for the check raise here with 5-4. It's a hand that is pretty good to check raise. And on the river, we hit this 4 of clubs. Pretty good hand to jam. The only thing I need to be aware of in heads up is you can't jam like 100% of the time, otherwise you just end up over bluffing. And this time, so I went for the jam. Maybe the mistake I made in the sense that I don't remember I played that hand like 3 months ago, something like that. Maybe I end up over bluffing here. It can happen. It has been one of the part of the game I'm working on, and basically I jam and he called with 7-4. So 2 pairs on the river, it's pretty hard to hero call here with, I mean, he has a lot of aces, obviously he's not supposed to fold 7-4 on the river, but I mean, he's supposed to fold it on the turn. So this hand is interesting and I'm gonna reel about it. So now it's 1 p.m. It's the time where I will read for 25 to 30 minutes. I like it because it split my day into 2 parts, 3 parts actually, with the night grind. So as you can see, there's a vast collection of books here, novels. My goal is kind of read them all. I know it's gonna be very long, but it only lasts maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes to read one. So I reckon there's around 70. So in 1 year should be possible, I guess.
So now that I wrote my reels, I'm gonna record them in my cinema. There's no better place to record reels than in a cinema, right? So I'm gonna sit over there, and I think the lighting will be nice.
So I'm gonna show you what type of reels I've been producing for my stable Instagram account. So basically I'm analyzing hands and I'm commenting them. I'm using Wizard. It's not too hard to do. I'm going to record 4 of them today, and that's why we'll have reels. Okay, so I'm back home. It's actually 4 p.m. It's just time for till banana. Just before I'm gonna go for 1 hour of theory study. So I'm going to work with our sponsor, GTO Wizard, and basically I'm gonna do kind of some trainer, but I have my own methodology using trainer. I'm not just like playing hands and without it making any sense. I'm gonna show you the way I study. Today I'm working on flops in a heads up situation in single raise spot. So in a heads up, you know, the situation are way more difficult than 6 max, because 6 max is very easy to, you know, sometimes try to see bet range, meaning that you bet all the time and you just don't even have to think what is my strategy. In the heads up you have so many combinations. What heads up is 1-to-1 that you have to kind of learn more about what you're doing. So I'm gonna show you. I'm opening the trainer this situation, and as you can see, so we are heads up, we are small blind, and we have this spot. So what I put here is I have to put the flop, queen, 10 of hearts. Then here I have to guess which size I want to use in my strategy. So for example, those boards, I might say, okay, I want to use a 40% bet size. And here I have to estimate the frequency, my range want to bet on this flop. So queen, 10, 3, suited board, I'm gonna go for a 40% c-bet. And I think it's a board where maybe you're gonna c-bet like 60% of the time. So I'm putting down 60% on the frequency, and that I will check later. And then I'm writing down my hand that I have here. So it's 9-5, pretty weak hand, but that has interesting blockers. And I have to guess again the frequency. I would suspect that it's a pretty good hand to bet. Actually, we are blocking some calls. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that this hand, we will bet it 70% of the time. And then I'm gonna fill up 10 boards. I don't want to do like too many. 10 boards is roughly an hour, and I will verify later if everything I wrote makes sense. Back on my yeah, it's a good warm-up to do this, especially before you play. And also, it just helps you to see how far you are from GTO and if you are missing out on some of the strategies. And you know, mastering GTO is so important, because even though it doesn't mean I'm playing GTO, I can easily recognize someone that is really far from GTO. And then I know with my learnings and the way I understand how the game works, this is the way then I can exploit these opponents. So it's really something that you have if you want to sharpen your game 100%.
Ayy, see I'm back on my bullshit. Came a long way from school, bitch. We them niggas been banging and walking with full clips. Pocket filled with them blue strips. All I hang with the silent, can't fuck with no loose lips.
Yeah, so now I've completed all my boards, and as you can see, I have this nice table where you can see in green, it's all the one that I got very correct. In red is when, in my opinion, I was very far from what I wanted to achieve. And orange is like, it's medium, but I still need to make sure that I understand those boards. I think it's the best way for me to learn, and I'm adding this section, which is commentary section, where basically if I notice something a bit weird or something I didn't understand, for example, sometimes it's like I really think one of my combination of cards would never bet on the flop in mixed in polar strategies, and this combination might end up betting way more than I thought, or the opposite. And I just try to guess and to add a comment on the reason. It's usually pretty easy to find. It's just like usually you just need to dive in the server and just make some assumption. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think I was productive. productive. It was a good session, and now I will probably wrap up, maybe do a little warm-up kind of, and prepare myself for the grind. So I'm going to play 5-10, 10-20, hopefully. It will depend on the action. It has been quite a rough month on the tables, and I had to send money for the flat that I bought in Nice. So in the end, I think it was around 50k deposit. Then I kind of like lost in January like 30k playing poker. I was massively under EV and just like got some difficult spots on 10-20, 5-10, and also I've been playing big ante 10-20, so it's swinging a lot. And I had some expensive beginning of the year, moved into a new place. So basically, I think like in January, there has been whatever K that just vanished from my accounts. So I gotta be focused and just put the volume. But I mean, it didn't really vanish. You see like some were investments and some, you know, what I always like to say is when you're losing at poker during a short period of time, when you're pro, you're just like, you're loaning money to the bank of poker. And when you're really running good, it's the bank of poker that is loaning you money. So it's not really your money that you win when you are in massive upswing, and it's not really your money that you lose when you're on massive downswing. So yeah, just gotta be focused now. I know how to handle those periods, as I said earlier this morning, I think. And I know the only way towards reaching my goals is to continue grinding, guys. So yeah, I feel like with the preparation I did today, I'm more than ready to play. I feel confident, and now I just have to remember that I love this game. So I'm just going to enjoy this poker game in the end. Hey.
So I played some poker, and I will show you later some of the hands I played. I just cooked myself a nice dinner, and I just finished a review with Martin, one of my players. So I was like kind of cooking, and he was showing me some hands he played on 10-20. You know, like sometimes during the day, it's not every day like this, but sometimes it's poker, morning, lunch, afternoon, evening, dinner time. I like those days. So the Thursday is very much about me and my career, whereas on the Friday it's more about the coaching that I provide for my players, and on Wednesday it's more about learning. I go to some coaching. I'm currently learning Spanish, and on the weekends it's more about only playing and just enjoying London. And yeah, beginning of the week, Monday and Tuesday is more about running air chess. So this is kind of the way I split my week. I will do one more station just later, and I will try to record some hands, and after that it will be the end of the 24 hours in my life. And just before I go back to the tables, I'm gonna chill out a bit for like 20 minutes. I'm going to watch the new Loris Giuliano video. It's a good way to rest, because there's no point like just rushing all day. I want to be really chill and focused when I will go back to play. Okay, it's very important to make good decisions. Let's go.
Un panier, une petite scène. Plusieurs petites scènes dans Fiasco.
On a beaucoup de gens. Merci.
It's time to fight at the poker table. And I think I'm gonna play maybe roughly for, like, what time is it right now? It's 10:10. So I'm probably gonna play for 2 to 3 hours, depending on the activity. What I like to do is, like, I do short breaks. Basically, I'm gonna play for, like, maybe 55 minutes, then, like, a 5-minute break. The goal is not to leave the table. It's just I'm gonna go for breaks, stay in my flat, obviously. And yeah, be able to play around 3 hours in a row at those stakes. It's already enough if I play at a good level of focus, I would say. So let's go.
1 second to let it breathe. Just a second is all I need. When you're questioning everything you believe, then you're fighting with the devil in your dreams. 1 second, just let me be.
So I won 3,400, and as you can see, I was supposed to win 4,600 again. I cannot lost some all-ins. So yeah, you know, still a long way to go. As I told you, January was kind of a downswing month. But yeah, I'm just looking at poker, you have to look at it like yearly. So we will count the chips, count the result at the end of the year. I will show you some hands I played. I'm gonna start with this hand. Pretty interesting. So I was playing 10-20, and this guy, so I went for a check here. To be honest, like King Jack, you want to bet most of the time, but still you want to have a checking range. So I decided to go for check. He went for quite a big, massive bet, or kind of massive, like 75%. I call, turn is the phone. Look at this. He decided to go for some sort of small sizing that doesn't make any sense. And it's just like, you know what I tell myself is like, bro, if you want to play your hand and tell me you have like a weak jack or a 9, I'm just just gonna play exactly my hand as well. I have a better pair than you. I'm just gonna raise and put whatever amount of money I'm ready to put with my pair. For some of you that are not professional at poker, you must be like, yeah, Alex, that's the goal of poker. But in high stakes, you at least supposed to play with your range, or you're supposed to play like a bit more complex game than that. But anyway, I decided to go for the raise 280, and he called me. The river is the 5, and I went for the half pot. You know, I just want him to call. Maybe I could have went for something slightly larger, and he went for the call, and he had like king 9. So yeah, this guy was really just playing his hand. I'm gonna show you one very nice bluff. So here, this guy open, call, some amateur, and I have here 10-9. It's a bit loose, but I decided to call. On the turn, I'm putting prop bet here, 36 euro on this queen. I have this open-ended straight draw. This guy called, and this guy called as well. And on the queen on the river, it's interesting. This guy went again. Another guy with a small bet, tiny bet. I guess here he has something like maybe a weak jack, or maybe he decided to go for the check with ace, something like that. I don't know. Maybe sometimes a 3. And this guy just decided to call. So it looks like no one has a queen, but I can have some queen in my range, right? I can represent queens. And anyway, it doesn't matter if I have queens or not. If you guys don't have queens, it's gonna be very tough to call me, right? So I decided to put this raise 360. I think there's no point of shoving anyway, like it's the same thing. I think this guy, the pro incognito 5, is never gonna call me down, I think. And this guy, like, it's stacked, so. And both decided to fold. It's a pretty nice bluff. Anyway, those are the 2 hands I wanted to show. I think it's more than enough. Now, you've been following me for the past 24 hours. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to subscribe because I'm gonna produce some more videos. The next video will be probably our seminar, our bootcamp with all of my players in Paris. It's gonna be in 10 days actually, so I'm excited. I'm gonna see all my players and we're going to work on poker, but I also just enjoy meeting all together in the most beautiful city in the world. Is it? I don't know. No, I think London is a pretty beautiful city. Anyway, it was Alex, and see you soon.
If you give me just 1 second of your time, I could tell you stories.